Minister Issa Tchiroma Bakary directly attacked the CPDM. I'm talking about the government in place. He was speaking to his supporter and he says, anyone who invites you to vote for something that is already known to be the cost of your suffering is your enemy. Listen to this particular statement very well. Anyone who invites you to vote for something that is already known to be the cause of your suffering is your enemy. And then he asked the supporter, do you understand? And all of them say, yes. Anyone who invites you, who is the anyone that who is already known to be the cost of the suffering that Cameroonians are going through is the CPD. It was a direct attack. And I don't know why Issa Tchiroma Bakary, for all this year that he has benefited from the government, started separating himself from. If this is your first time on TFA Talking Point, please subscribe to our channel. We presented a video some days behind, and we were talking about this separation, where the people who have been in coalition with the CPDM for many years, even close to 30 years, decided to start separating themselves. Issa Tchiroma Bakary and Bello Buba Bagari, all from the northern part of Cameroon. And they were all strong opposition leaders against President Paul Biya, the CPDM, and suddenly surrendered and joined the CPDM for many years, close to 30 years. For Bello Buba Bagary, around 20 years for Issa Tchiroma Bakary, and President Paul Biya compensated them by giving the ministerial position, and they have been moving from one ministry to another. Presently, Issa Tchiroma Bakary is the Minister of Vocational Training in Cameroon. There is no ministry in Cameroon that Issa Tchiroma Bakary has not gone through it, because he surrendered his ambition for his supporter and joined the CPD. And today, he is calling the people, the very party that he has been supporting, that they are responsible. They are known to be the cause of the suffering of his supporter, and he was there benefiting all alone. I said there is something wrong in Yaoundé. There is something boiling in Yaoundé that nobody is aware of. But if these people who are active ministers are coming out, cutting from the coalition, to me, TFA Talking Point is that what President Paul Biya will not run for. They joined the coalition because of President Paul Biya, the fear and the loyalty they have for President Paul Biya. And now that President Paul Biya will not, why should they remain in the coalition? And that is why I believe that Issa Tchiroma Bakary is separated, mainly because of this particular point. This is Cameroon. He is coming back. When Issa Tchiroma Bakary was an opposition leader, he said terrible things against the CPDM and President Paul Biya. And immediately when he joined the government, he stopped. And now that he is already separating, starting separating from the CPDM again, he is coming back with those attacks and those messages. This is Cameroon. He also told the supporter to be prepared for October. I don't know whether he will be the candidate or the party will choose a different person as their own candidate. That is what I don't know. But Cameroon is what it is today because of people like Issa Tchiroma Bakary, who never stood and said no, who refused to stand on their own opinion to liberate the people, but sold everything on the way, surrendered, and for their own personal interest, abandoned the people in their suffering. And after benefiting from the taxpayer money, benefiting from the corrupt government, benefiting from the vulnerability within, benefiting from the weaknesses of President Paul Biya, they have gathered so much that even the fifth generation cannot finish. And they are coming back now to the very supporter, and calling them to stand behind them, calling them to deny the government that is responsible for their suffering. Cameroon, we need to be wise. I believe even with the confusion, you can identify who to vote. Anybody who have ever in any way be with the government of President Paul Biya without resigning can never in any way be a good president again in Cameroon. Share this video.